All right, let's try this another time.
Yeah. So Mike is going to be more jealous about that.
I need to be more what? Oh, I know. I know. Well, speaking of, I heard my man Mike might have messaged you.
He did.
He did?
He did this morning, and I was on the phone with him before coming here.
Oh yeah? On the way? I told him I was gonna meet you.
Yeah.
I think he feels a little left out, but I've been real hectic this past like 2 weeks because my girls having their birthdays, and then the event I haven't been able to watch as much as I would like. But let me get your thoughts on how Vietnam's gone so far from being here stateside.
No, it's gone pretty good. I mean, we did the team over there, and our partner Bugs BR did really good. Like, you know, the players seems really happy about the event.
Yeah.
A lot of space. I mean, it's a different culture for most of them, but no, they did a great job. Bugs BR did a great job. Like, the venue looks great, amazing.
Yeah.
You know, it's always at the beginning, it's always like, you know, tricky.
A little bit of hiccups.
That's the first time we work with them on the event like that, but it's a great collaboration. So,
how hard is that though for you? From, like, obviously you built your career on, you know, to some extent we're all kind of control freaks, you know what I mean? So like, how hard is it to kind of trust and allow and let them kind of, you know?
Well, we have the PBS team. We have people on site that it's actually managing really well.
Yeah.
But we are building the team for us to be able to do as much event that we can, because right now we have, you know, we'll speak about Bali, but we have Bali coming in 2 weeks.
It's crazy.
So we couldn't, you know, do back to back with the same team. So it's different. You know, you have the feeling of maybe having some FOMO. You know, I'm not on site.
Oh, for sure.
Happening?
I know. Yeah.
Stuff like that. But no, I mean, I trust the team. I mean, it's we have a great Dave Warrington on site, who's doing a great job managing all of that. We had our creative team too over there. I mean, Bugs BR is doing amazing on
They're
creative.
doing great. Yeah, they really are.
They have a ton of people on site. I mean, so no, it's doing good. We have a good team, and there's expansion coming too. So
besides like the time difference, everything else I'm loving.
Yeah, well, the time difference is part of the game, right?
Yeah.
I think the people in Philippines and Vietnam love it compared to when we do something in the US, right?
I can imagine. Yeah.
That's why, I mean, we see numbers, crazy numbers on Bugs BR YouTube.
It's wild. Yeah.
They had more than 100K viewers at the same time for Feeler and Wong.
I couldn't believe the ending of that match, by the way. Yeah, that ending was pretty wild. No, yeah, I want to jump into all that stuff because there's just so many things to dive into. But in terms of the analytics, I mean, obviously we've been seeing some of their posts lately. 200,000, I think they said, for Filler. And
500K viewers right now.
Wow, really?
500,000, yeah, already.
And then was that for the Huang and Yap, or was that for the?
I think for the Wong and Yap, yes.
The Wong and Yap, that's great. So give me your first impression on that, your first thought on that.
No, I mean, that's great. I mean, they do a great job promoting pool in Vietnam, right? They do their YouTube. We've been partnering with them for 4 years, I think, on that. So the fact that they can do commentary in Vietnamese for the Vietnam fan, that's great. And that show that...
And they keep that on Facebook, right? Only because that's the one that I usually share is their Facebook feed.
They do on YouTube and
as well.
On Facebook,
okay.
But they have a YouTube channel, yes. By the way, you should share our YouTube too, right?
The problem is I don't get the same notification on Facebook. It's easy because I'm scrolling and it pops up and I'm just hitting the share button. Where YouTube, I have to
just like, so they do that with Vietnamese commentary for table 1 and 2. We do that with English commentary on our YouTube, and they actually did all of the table stream for free on their YouTube too.
Yeah.
We couldn't do that for risk of YouTube having the same.
Yeah, because they'll flag you for having the same.
Yeah, they will flag you because you have the same content. Yeah. So because of the English and the Vietnamese commentary, we don't have that issue.
Yeah.
But that's why we cannot put 20 table without commentary at the same time. And they put the resources. They did a great job for that. I think everybody enjoyed that. But we couldn't put that on our YouTube. So.
What is, like, how crazy is it to see those type of numbers? I mean, I know, like, we hear about how great Vietnam is and we see fans in the stands, but like seeing numbers like that for a pool event, I mean, that's kind of crazy. Outside of like a Moscone Cup type vibe, I don't even know what their analytics are like.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. We had great numbers before, but it's more like Chinese, social media that we might not have access here. Because we are also pushing a feed to China with our partner Yalin, right?
Okay.
So we are also pushing over there. It's harder for us to get the numbers because we don't have access to the social media.
Right.
But we've seen number like that. But it's great for pool in Vietnam, and that's why we went there, because we knew the pool community was like wanted that.
Yeah.
And I mean, they are lucky that they are going to have a lot of tournaments coming up in Vietnam. So.
How crazy was it? Like, do you think it's just the Huang factor, or is it
for sure.
the pull factor, or
For
is
sure.
do you think any other Vietnamese star could get numbers like that? Right now?
No, I think there is a pride in the country in Vietnam. So I think that's a big
They
factor.
also have like this, and I think a lot of Americans kind of aren't aware, but there's this like pure, almost volatile sports fan type vibe
yeah.
from those fans as well. Like they love their players, but they can also like, he misses a ball, they're all over his ass. It's rough.
Yes, I mean, I think, I didn't watch the Yap match yet. I watched the Federer one. I mean, Federer had some, when he missed that 9 ball, I think he felt that
Crowd,
the crowd,
yeah.
like, and before he played it, he felt the crowd, like,
Well,
so.
it's wild because I tuned into, I forgot what the timing was. I don't remember if it was late at night or I think it was early in the morning whenever that match was live, the filler and Huang one. But I turned it on, and as I wake up and I'm on Facebook and I see that match, it was actually when he miscued on the 2 ball. So when he scoops the 2 and then Josh gets ball in hand, and then I look at the score and I'm like, oh, it's 3-3. Josh is already on the hill. It's a wrap. You know what I mean? And so fast forward maybe like 20 minutes later, I go back and it's still on. I'm like, wait a minute, what happened? How did he not?
See, that's the thing. That's the good thing with set.
Yeah.
When you say Josh is on the hill, it's over, right? No, because the set after that is over.
Right.
You're not on the hill anymore. You have to work back to get back to the hill.
Yeah.
That's why the set format. I mean, we saw some matches with the set format that you will not have that.
Right. Of course.
Because when you're on the hill on one set and the guy can come back, like I said, when you lose that set, you're not on the hill anymore.
No, not anymore. Yeah.
So the whole mindset changed because now it's like, oh, if he makes a mistake, I'm probably out. No.
Well, yeah, and then you throw in the crowd, and then you throw in the fact that like, there's all that kind of pressure. And I'll say the same thing you did. It was like I thought the pressure kind of got to Josh a little bit, where that atmosphere is second to none outside of like a Moscone Cup type vibe. And I've never been to Ho Chi Minh City, but Vietnamese fans are different. Like they will cheer, they will respect, but they will also get after you whenever you miss a ball too.
Yeah, and I know Josh, I think the World 10 ball is something that he hasn't, so he really wants it. So that's probably put more pressure on him to start
before.
with. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, and when you play the favorites over there, there's always more pressure on you, TV table, like, so.
It was funny because when he scooped the 2 ball Huang, I was like, oh man, because I want to see him. Like for that market, I want to see a Vietnamese star. And I think like, especially over the last like 5 years, there's been this rise of like these secondary Vietnamese stars making their own name, whether it's Ticon or like just a few others that are like separating themselves, but not separating themselves, but like more closing the gap on Huang. But it's great whenever you see a big time Vietnamese player take down a big like American pool star like Filler is,
Yep, it was great. But yeah, I mean, it's just show you that the set format is also a different mindset. Because like I said, now the momentum after that switch.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Duong after the miscue, he was probably like, okay, I'm out.
Yeah, no, he was about to go jump off the bridge.
And now with the set, it's like, okay, now it's a ball
survived,
game.
and now it's brand new.
It's a different ball game. Like momentum is on me, like and so that's super interesting. Because even if those matches are long, I have the feeling that you see some momentum that are different.
I mean, that's the problem. It's like when you go to like traditional race type format, and if let's say it's 8-2. I'm not watching. I mean, I'm checking in, but I'm not like compelled to watch. Whereas if it's, let's say 4-0 the first set, but then, 3-2 the second set. Well, now I want to watch that second set to see can he close it out or can the other guy go and survive. And if anything, that Josh match just showed that, anything, like it doesn't matter where you're at. Because I thought he had already done the hard work being on the 9 ball. He chopped away that 6-7 by the right side, and all of a sudden it's like you would have never thought he misses that ball.
No.
What's been the feedback like from the players this go around after like you're already more into doing sets over the last couple of years? There's been some pushback at the beginning, but like now it seems like everyone's kind of taking it in and acclimated.
I mean, I've explained why we do the set. There is pushback for sure because it's not common in pool,
right?
And it's also a little maybe less comfortable for the players. They say, oh, don't do those short races. It's like it's not one short race to 4. It's a set format. So I think people see the difference now. Of course, it's also a world championship right now, so it's longer set when you go to single elimination.
What are they doing? The race of 3 sets now?
It's best of 5, so you need to win 3. Before that, it's like you need to win 2.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's extent, but that means they can play a lot of pool. Like it's not like the
They play
basically
a lot of games.
a lot of games
Yeah.
to decide the winner, and that's why at one point the shootout is like, okay, we gave you that many games.
Yeah.
Let's have a shootout because
I've said from the beginning, I thought the shootout was a catch-22 because if you don't have the players buying in, you're not going to have fans tuning in. But like from the fan standpoint, anytime there's a shootout, I mean, you've seen it in Arizona, you've seen it in Vegas,
everywhere.
you've seen it everywhere. It doesn't matter who's in it. It can be
Yeah.
like secondary players. If there's a shootout, like you want to go see who's going to go and get there.
well, and the players say they don't like it, but they are the first one to go and watch it when it's happening.
Oh yeah.
It's because. Let's be honest, the shootout for those players is supposed to be an easy shot.
Well,
But with the pressure,
the pressure's
of that,
everything. Yeah.
Exactly. That's becoming more. It's not that easy when you play it for a lot of, with a lot of pressure. So
I can remember one of the longest shootouts. Obviously, the Oi one comes to mind. I think against Jesus in Arizona.
yeah,
But
18 season.
But prior to that, there was a long one between Dennis Grabe and Chang Jun Lin,
Yeah.
out there in Vegas. I think it
Yeah.
was the first time you guys introduced it where they went, I want to say a good 15 innings in on the shootout, if I'm not mistaken. No, but it's cool. I mean, like you get that like instant pressure, it's do or die, and some players who are used to like rising to the top can kind of shrink, and some players who can fold, can have great moments in their career also. It's a good mix. So what's it been like in terms of the American analytics? Have you seen any of that stuff? Have fans been tuning in on
Yeah, I
y'all's
mean,
YouTube site?
we have great number. That's also why we explain to the players. I mean, of course, you are going to always have your hardcore. We want race to 21 or race to 13 and stuff like that, and that's fine. And the thing is, like, we never said there is no space for that in pool.
Yeah.
It's just we decided with the PBS to do a format like that, and depending of the game we play. We don't play like that when we are going to play in Bali for the World 8 Bowl, for example. We
What
play
are
a
y'all doing?
single
Race
race.
to 8? Race to 8 or something?
Race to 8 for double elimination and race to 10. So it's also depend of the game we are playing. I mean, I compare, sometimes pool to track and field. There's
Why
a
the
lot
difference though between the 8 ball and the 10 ball?
It's easier to break and run 4 in a row, in 8 ball.
Yeah. I can see that. Okay.
So we decided to stick with the single race because right now we never had a perfect set. Nobody start the break in 10 ball and break and run 4.
Oh, I don't know if I can agree with that. I want to say there's been one.
No. It was a break, no ball, you run out and break 3.
Okay, that may be right. 'Cause I know it was something along those lines.
Riku Rampanen did that, and after that start breaking the second set and run 2 or 3. But we
pretty
never
scary.
have someone who had the break from
them
the
seated the whole
beginning and won 4-0.
No, they'll save that for like a final or something. Really give you guys an excuse. No, I'm kidding.
So we are not saying there is no space for other format. We are just on the Pro Billiard Series, the set format is something that we are going to keep going because we have a lot of our partners love it. On the social media, we have the people who don't, but there's a lot of people who likes it and start buying to the format. And every change you have pushback. Every time you change something that's been here for
especially
forever.
in the pool world.
I mean, any sports, I think. If you take basketball, when the three-point line arrived, the people are like, "Oh, what's that? What's three-point line?" But now look at basketball.
Well, you'll see it now even in football. Like when you think about them changing like kickoff rules and things like that. Extra point attempts, whatever. So like, they're still trying to figure out what's going to work for modern day sport.
Yeah, but change is part of life in general. Like we need to speed up. We need the attention of the audience is also way smaller now, so that's why the match might be longer, but the race are shorter. So you keep the audience. You said it yourself. Like when it's 8-3 in a race to 21, I'm going to go cook dinner and come back.
For sure, yeah.
But on a race to 4 like that, multiple race to 4, you're like, you might miss something important.
Well, I've been there, 2-1 the first set, and I'm never going to be interested and engaged in 2-1 when I'm racing a 9. I'm just not, unless it's like a big spot or big names or whatever, but like you get that compelled even at the beginning of a tournament when a 2-1, because it's like, okay, no one's ever going to be safe. Like, yeah, you're okay, but you're never in a good spot ever.
And even that, I mean, we saw matches where it's 2-0,
and they come back
3-1 on the last set, and you're like, okay, it's over, and everything turned around, and you're like, but they can still win on the 4th set. It's not like, so you're still there. It's like, oh, is it going to be 4th set or going to the 5th set?
And you see a pressure shift because it's like the guy or girl who was on the hill prior now is not on the hill. well, now they're feeling more pressure because the other guy stole that second set or third set or whatever.
We just saw that on the final of the women, the Saigon, the Poison Saigon Open, right? Rubilen, if I'm not mistaken, was up 3-1 or 3-2 on the second set to win. And switch of switch and and Wei, who is number 1 in the world, won the title. So
it's been a fun week of champions. Let me get who you think's going to win the World 10 Ball before we jump on into the women's and the doubles.
So 2 past champion.
So okay,
no, wait.
Carlo,
wait.
Chung.
Reigning champion and reigning 9-ball champion.
Okay.
Ko Ping Chung, who won both,
and who beat Filler.
Who beat Filler
in Vegas a couple years ago to get the world championship.
Kazakis, number 1 in the world.
Yeah.
Right? And who is playing Kazakis?
Just some guy from South Dakota you might know.
Oh yeah, Shen Bonboning. Yeah, okay. Mr. 10 Ball.
Yeah, Mr. 10 Ball.
You know what? They all have a world championship except Kazakis, so I want Alex to win.
He's the heartfelt story for sure. But who do you think's gonna win? If your heart's rooting for, what does your head say? What does your eyes say? What does all the play you've been watching say?
Shane has been playing good, man.
Yeah?
I mean, the last match I've seen him play, against Yap. I mean, Yap has been on a hot streak for the last 5 tournaments he played, and
he's been on a hot streak for the last couple of years
and
now.
Shane, I mean, you see Shane when he gets to that final stage.
He's a closer.
He's a closer. Like you can see when he plays, his stroke is there. Like Shane moving around the table. You can see when he's in the zone, and I mean
his eyes.
His eyes and everything like that. So he's in the zone. I mean, but Carlo has, he has no pressure right now. Even if he's the reigning champion, he just won the World 9-ball, Hall of Fame this year. Like he's just free stroking almost.
It kind of leads to this because a couple of years ago we saw a guy who's not in the tournament, by the way, in Fran. He was the World 9-ball champion. He was the World 8-ball champion. And he ended up playing for the World 10-ball. I think lost in the final to Kachi.
I know where you're going.
So you got Indonesia coming up in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
If Carlo were to win the World 10-ball, I'm not saying he will. He's got a tough road. He managed to get past
2 more matches.
The first one might be the toughest one of them all because Little Ko's a monster. But if somehow Carlo were to win the World 10 ball, and let's say he would have a change of heart, I want to play the World 8 ball. What would be the response?
I mean, it will be tough to say no for a guy to make history. Let's put it this way.
It's never happened before, Vincent.
Never happened before.
Came close.
Fran had the opportunity to do that. So I'm not saying yes or no because that's not the situation right now that in front of us, right? But I think for him, that would be tough.
How could you not go play for that? Like it's so hard considering how deep that pool is in general. But then, like when I woke up this morning and I saw the Final Four, and that's the first thing that came to mind. I'm like, what if Carlo wins? If Carlo wins, he has to go after the Triple Crown, right? I mean,
Triple Crown and 4 of the 5 last World Championship would have win almost. Because he's the reigning World 10 ball.
So 2 10 balls,
9-ball and
8-ball, and then 8-ball
in 2 years.
Yeah.
So, but I mean,
are you hoping you have that problem, or that decision to make? I should say.
That would be his problem, not mine. Because that would be a different issue with other promoter, I think. But for us, that's not a problem. So.
Yeah, but I mean, you guys are pretty framed up in terms of allocations and spots and things like that. So
we have some leeway. Don't get me wrong. We have some leeway. Okay. We might have some, and that's why I explained we might have some spot open just because of we know the conflict of another tournaments at the same time. Right. So this tournament is a little different too. And if that comes to mind, like if that's an issue we are having, we will probably be able to accommodate.
Look, I like the Alex story. It's cool. Yeah, we can win a world championship. Little Cole, I've been there. I've done that. That's what I told Mike. Obviously, I'm good friends with Shane, so I'm going to be rooting for him to some extent. But I kind of want to see Carlo have to be put in that spot. It's a great problem to have. Actually, the pure sports fan in me just wants me to see him go after it because, just the opportunity to be in that spot is so. Unheard of, and even though we've had a couple, now one in the last 5 years, and then now chance for a second.
You already have to go to the first 2 steps, 2 huge steps, right? You need to win World 9 and World 10, and crazy. Now why not go for the 3rd step? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You do 2/3 of the way.
I'm going to be tearing up the internet if that happens, because I'm going to be rooting for Carlo to go play. I mean, I like seeing history. I love legacy. You know, something like that is just when Fran did it, we had never seen it before, and even now, even after that, you think we're never going to see it again because it's so tough to win tournaments in general. But then to have that opportunity, I'm pumped for tomorrow.
That would be a good problem to have to Carlo.
Yeah.
You already won the World 10 Ball.
I'll be calling him. That's for sure. All right, so talk to me about how the event's been going on. Like, what do you guys think you guys can do better from this event?
I mean, it's the first collaboration with Bugs Billiard. They did great. I think we just learned each other too. It's a totally different culture between, American culture and South Asian culture. We did great. There's some, communication and stuff like that, but that's just working together more. In terms of the event, the event was pretty good. We didn't really have any major issue. All of the players seems to love the atmosphere. They love everything about it. So no, the event was great. I think it was maybe too long. We need for the players to make it more like compact.
In terms of like days?
Yeah, days was like 12 days, or it is 12 days. So, but no, in terms of the event, like it was great.
Well, but you also have like 3 events going on too, so like that helps.
Yeah, and it's a world championship, so it's 5 set too. So that's why we. But no, everything was great. Like Bugs Billiard, like we always said, did a great job on the media aspect. Our team did great on our media stuff and
I
the
love
setup.
their short form content's great. Their flyers are great. The one thing I love about Vietnamese, especially on their media side, is that they're instant, they're quick, they're on top of it, and so
you have a lot of people on site.
Do they?
Oh yeah, we have a lot of people.
I can imagine, I mean, you see people running around, but you never know who's with who.
No, they have a lot of people on site, and I mean, it's been a good tournament.
Yeah.
So.
Killer filler snap off the doubles. Talk to me how that went.
I mean, pretty good for them, I think. It was. I mean, it was because. I mean, they won the world team together, so we know they can play together, right? They practice together. I think it was I think I posted somewhere that it's probably the first of multiple coming at one point, because when he clicks, they can, they can. So no, it was great. I think they were happy to have finally, win a mixed double, because couple and all of that. So it was great. I mean, the mixed double is really appreciated by the fan. Everybody loves that. And player having fun. I mean, we saw even, Asian player having laugh when they play because they miss position, and the player that you don't really see, more
That's
like.
what I love about it, man. Different dynamics.
It's different dynamic, and they're having fun, and so and that was great to see. I mean, even if I was not there, I have my team on the phone. I'm still in contact, and no, it was fun to watch. The time difference make it hard for me too, but
it's brutal, man. Yeah.
But the picture that I've seen, you can see the players having fun, and that's what's about too. So.
Well, and the fans too. Like I remember earlier on in the tournament, I saw a TV table, and it wasn't like the amount of fans I was expecting. And I'm thinking, well, it's early in the tournament. Plus, you're still in the middle of the week, things like that. But it seems like the viewership in the arena has just grown a ton over the last few days. Have you got any information as far as the numbers of fans walking through?
No, we are going to have those information at the end of the tournaments, because we do all of the analytic at the end of the tournaments. But it's been a good week. I think we can push the women a little more. But that's just something we need to work on. In
terms of like schedule-wise, or
maybe time of when they play or stuff like that, like and that's also because the US compared to Vietnam and the time difference and all of that. But it's a learning experience for us too. Like organizing 3 tournaments with the schedule of everything is not easy.
No, especially once they start to overlap, because then you're like, okay, well, if this person wins, they're going to have to continue here, but then they're holding back over here, so then you have to like...
Well, that's why on this one, with the time we had, we did the mixed double first. And after that, we started the World Championship and the Women Open. We cannot always do that because of the length of the tournaments. But it's funny because some players like to play 1 match a day, or stuff like that, and some of those players they wants to play. They wants to be over there at 9 a.m.
Well, you know how it is.
The
American pool players are like, and even when you come here, you're used to like just grinding out at a pool room. Whereas professional events, you're getting one, maybe two,
Yeah.
and that's it. You know, so
Well, that's what the big difference, when you go to the Derby City Classic or stuff like that. Those are the tournaments where it's a grind. Like you don't know how
it's
many.
brutal, yeah.
So some players don't mind. Some players are more like athlete and they want to have. And we do that for the World Championship because those 5 sets can be long.
Yeah.
So that's why we also decided at the end, to have
The space.
one match and
Yeah.
space out
Yeah.
and they can rest. Because when you start doing 5 sets, if you go to 5 sets, it can be 4 to 5 hours.
And then you're just like you're instant, whether you come down or
Yeah.
you're on the run,
Yeah.
and it's like to jump right back
Yeah,
in
exactly.
right after. It's
So,
brutal.
but no, it's otherwise it's been a great event.
Do you feel like you guys have kind of like found your home in terms of sets and formats and things like that? Like, do you think like this is going to work where you're at right now?
Yeah, for World Championship, yes. For Opens, there's margin maybe, but no, I think it's a good format right now.
Yep. What about from the players nowadays? Like, are they still annoyed at having to play? Are they?
Yeah, I don't see any issue. Like, I don't see, and after that, it's a mindset. If you don't like the format to start with, you're not going to win. If you take care more of the format than the game, right? We have some pushback on the shootout, I think, but it's the same thing. Don't make it to the shootout. Win before that. You have a lot of opportunity to win before that.
Well, I tell you what, like if you get Shane in the Final Four, which you got now, and he was a real vocal advocate as far as not liking it, but for him to buy in and to have success, more importantly, is going to be great for him furthering showing up, I should say.
Yeah, and it's funny when Fedor, lost and people complaining, well, of course it's a race to 4. Like Fedor won 3 or 4 PBS Opens.
Yeah, he knows what to do.
He knows the format.
Yeah.
He knows how to win with that format. Like so, and to be honest, even Fedor, when he lost, Ronas played great on him. That's it. You also need to accept that he might be the hottest player in the world right now, but.
And he came through a qualifier too, if I'm not mistaken, didn't he? Did Jonas?
He got a last minute
Okay.
spot, yeah, because he was in the qualifier, but he got lucky on that one.
Yeah, no, I think I don't think you can have that argument anymore because we've seen the cream kind of rise to the top so many times, and especially when you add in a 5th set, it's like that further gives them an opportunity.
So let's look at the final of all of the events we had here. Filler against Chow and
they're not that good. No, I'm kidding.
exactly. The fillers against Chow and Koping Chung, right?
Okay.
So
they got some hardware
to start with.
Yeah.
Rubin and Amit against Wei Chu Chen. Number 1 in the world champion, right? Okay.
I'm with you so far.
And now the top 4 of the men.
Number 1 WPA.
Yeah.
The biggest 10-ball breaker in Shane, Carlo and Koping Chung. Both of them have won this event before. Yeah.
Where is the not the top players are going to win?
Is that always like a fear though, or
no?
Like if how much from a promoter standpoint do you put it value-wise into? Man, I hope we get some great names versus some secondary type players.
March Madness, right?
Yep.
You also vouch for those smaller team coming out and those stories.
You're speaking
right?
my language now.
So of course we want some big names, but I would not be opposed to a guy that show up. And we had some great showing from players who are not top players who go to last 16 and stuff like that. And that's also part of the stories. And we had that on other tournaments who are not set format.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. So, no, the guy coming in.
Ryan Sue from last year, I think, was in the final
World 8 ball.
Yeah,
Sufi on the World 9 ball. We had story like that. And it's just good stories to have.
Yeah.
Because that's also proof that if you put the time and, you can have your tournaments. And, that's the thing that Fedor is out, Federer is out. They just played some guy that day that was better in that game.
And that happens. Look, I think obviously they both had their own individual success. So we've been there and done that with them, and they still have many more championships to go and win. But I do love the balance, and I love those stories. And look, I think like in the beginning, in general, people just hate change. So you're going to get more pushback than ever. But I feel like as this series has kind of evolved and you guys have shown your commitment to it, then you'll have more players wanting to buy in versus just, I don't think anybody wants to show up to be part of a gimmick, but if you guys have shown that commitment plus growth, then it's like, okay, I want to be on that ship as well.
And I understand maybe the gimmick aspect when we started because,
Yeah.
but now we show
'Cause it's so different.
We show the
Yeah.
data though. There is
Yeah,
no like all of the winners are not people that we don't know.
I mean, even thinking about the PBS like in its infancy, Yap was a player who I was like, we knew who he was, but we had never really seen him win,
Yeah, but
majors. But look at him now. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's not
Yeah.
it's not like and that happened, and Fedor, and we had a lot of winners, but like I said, and even if it's a surprise, that's good for the sports. That means there's other people pushing for. Like when I spoke, and I'm going to put Mike on the spot, right? Mm-hmm. When I spoke with Mike today about the 4, Mike Panozzo, not you, but it's like, who is the surprise in the last 4? Who is your surprise in the last 4?
I mean, like your gut reaction were to say Alex, but then it's like Alex is the number 1.
Exactly.
So it's like, can you really put
number
him in that
1
spot?
in the world, won the World Pool Master,
Or
like
WPA
always,
number 1,
always. Yeah, but that's the official
Yeah,
ranking.
yeah,
But
yeah.
like WPA number 1, World Pool Master champion, always there.
Yeah.
And that's
been
your
playing
dark
better.
horse on the last 4.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, so it's not. He's not a no name.
No, and he's like that Shane matchup is real interesting because his World Pool Master title was beating Shane in a pretty convincing fashion, not too like whatever it was 5 years ago or whatever.
Donuts.
So, yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah.
I remember that match because I think I spotted Alex like 3 or 4 games on the wire playing Shane.
And he lost the year before that.
That was the bank shot.
Yeah.
Against David.
Yeah.
No, there was a year or 2 in between that, wasn't there?
No, I think it's back-to-back final.
We'll double check.
We'll check, but I mean, he went to the final before that.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, I think it's because of his, Alex is just a cool guy. Like, he doesn't have that.
He's so easy to root for, dude. Like, he's always smiling.
Yes, and he doesn't people don't see his killing instinct, right? So that's why he's like the dark horse, but like, I mean, he's there all the time. Like,
he's super steady.
Yeah.
He's very comfortable on the equipment. I think, like, I don't know that any player ever gets comfortable like in set formats. I do feel like some players have learned to put more of an emphasis on learning the spot shot because that's a big part of it as well.
Oh, yeah.
But no, I mean, either way you look at it, like if you were to go down any road with any one of those 4 players remaining, you're still going to have like pretty cool story no matter what, which is always great.
Yeah. So.
All right, let's talk about Indonesia for a minute. How excited are you now, given the fact after this past week and the way it's gone?
I mean, that's going to be good tournaments. Atmosphere is going to be different country, different room, all of that. But I'm excited because we have a new tournament, like the men double is going to be super interesting with some interesting team. Maybe some team that people don't expect to see. Not on the country, but more like the pairing. And we know why,
We so you can see it on the poster.
Yeah, exactly. So, but it is what it is. We still have the men double 10 ball, and I mean, I'm excited for the women and World 8. Like World 8, like Feeder is going for second one. I know Shane wants
Hold on,
it.
the women's event's going to be a World
10 ball.
10 ball, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay. The women are.
Women is World 10 ball. The men is World 8 ball.
World 8
and the
ball.
men double is 10 ball.
Yeah, there's going to be a fun dynamic there for sure. Is this like pairing with the men and women's event? Does this event in Vietnam further just solidify and validate the fact that like this recipe works when you have multiple tournaments and different sexes and things like that?
Yeah. I mean, we've been a big supporter of women pool forever. That's always been part of our vision, right? And pairing the two together just makes sense to also show that women can play really good near the men, right? And that's also was part of the mixed double, because if you just do a double, it would be hard to have a man pairing with a woman, right? But now that the mixed double is there, we can see some interesting pairing that we may not have seen before. You have the easy pair, like the feeders, we have some stuff like that, but some easy pairing or pairing that people would not expect, so that's great. But I think, like I explained, offering both of them 2 tournaments to play in, for the distance they travel, for the expenses and all of that. Now they have 2 shots compared to just traveling someone. For most of them, right? We cannot open the mixed double to 64 team or anything like that. But for most of them, or for the top pro, they have 2 options. They have 2 opportunities to cash. And for us, it's interesting media to have. Like the mixed double. The mixed double that's always
it's a no-brainer.
good. Yeah.
I think like those are the times when you get like when you're not trying to manufacture a story like where they just happen, you know. And I think about in the world teams, you know, because that's always going to come to mind when
that's coming back.
Yeah. When is that coming back?
Las Vegas 2026.
So in a few months then.
February.
So you guys aren't slowing down any.
Oh no, we are actually putting more tournaments next year. I mean, we already announced 4.
Yeah.
We just announced, we just blocked the dates. It's not announced yet, but we have one in Europe. We are working with Vietnam. Is not going nowhere. We just need to, find the dates. Indonesia. We are not slowing down.
What do you think like the numbers are going to be like compared to Vietnam after coming off of this high from Indonesia fans?
I think the numbers are going to be great because our numbers are growing globally. And when we are in South Asia, what we can see is the viewers are actually from Indonesia and from Philippines.
Yeah.
And for the reason that Box Billiard is doing the same content as us with Vietnamese commentary. So they take the Vietnamese viewer, right?
Yeah.
So Indonesia is number 1 and Philippines is number 2 on the viewers for South Asia. So I think it's going to be great numbers.
It's the same thing on Windows Open actually. It's Vietnam, Indonesia, and Philippines.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. Like I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a big part of it's American fans as well. But like when it comes to outside,
USA is still our biggest one. That's why the time difference is a little tough on the live aspect.
Yeah.
But you wake up and you can still watch every game because it's YouTube. It's still there, right? Of course, the live is always more important because it's sports, right? But all of the matches are still there.
Is there any like thought from y'all's team to how can you? I wake up in the morning, and if I want to catch up on yesterday's sports here in the States, what do? You watch ESPN, right?
We are working on some stuff. Right now, like I said, we need to grow the team. We are growing the team on the operational aspect, and we are going to take care of the media aspect soon.
Yeah?
Yeah, but like I said, we are not stopping. So now that we have a roadmap and we have a vision and we know where we want to go, now we can grow the team with a vision to explain. So,
do you feel like you're going to get more events in Vietnam after what just happened this week, or what's happening this week out there?
We add with Box Billiard event during the whole year more targeted to the Vietnamese players. Are we going to have 2 majors? I don't know, because after that it's the calendar.
Yeah.
It's harder to find dates,
Yeah.
So it's and we also, like I said, the clash this year, it is what it is, but our goal is not to clash with anybody. It's not good for nobody, right?
Yeah.
So when you look at the calendar, I mean, I think right now we're working on 8 to 9 tournaments next year already. So
that's a lot. It's a lot of travel. It's a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's why we're expanding the team too, and because we want to do those tournaments the right way.
Right.
We don't want to rush. We don't want to,
In terms of the clashing, I know you guys are wanting to avoid that, but like, how much, if any, like, are you guys just communicating with the WPA and just saying these are our dates and hopefully they settle that with Matchroom, or are you guys in talks with them to avoid clashing of dates, or how is, like, it's easy to say it, but I guess my question is, how is it working towards making sure that doesn't happen?
We're in talk with the WPA.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you feel like they're doing a good job on preventing that from happening? I told you no curveballs, but every now and then they come up.
I think they have a lot in their plate with now, they have 8 ball,
and everything else,
pool, black ball. So they have a lot to manage. Let's be honest right now. So are they doing the best they can? I think so. Can they do better? Probably so, with more resources, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm working with Ishon and Jorgen, on the phone or WhatsApp every other day for invite, and I know they are growing their team too. So it's not an easy task, because now, with what they do with the sanctioned event and ratified events, there's also like that
gray area
of what we need to, at one point, if clashes happen, I don't think they are going to be able to avoid it. And the same for us. Like, we are working right now for end of 2026 dates and 2027 dates. If we don't have the schedule on the other side, we are not going to change a few months before.
So, it's impossible.
I mean, we have the dates in the US for the next 3 years. They're already on the WPA calendar. So it's nothing,
Yeah.
because those venues don't mess around when you have to have the space for the tournaments rented for 10 to 11 days.
Right.
It's not easy to find that many days of
Available.
open space.
Yeah, for a venue. I get
So-
that. In terms of like world championships versus like just some open events, is there more of like an emphasis during that time, or is it just kind of the process is still the same?
The process is still the same. I think the goal is to maybe move some world championship around to not have them all at the end of the year.
Yeah.
So we are working on that for 2026 and 2027. But opens are important for us too, because our opens is like you sign up, you play.
Yeah.
It's not an invite process. It's not all of that. I mean, we protect the top 16 of the ranking. So we give them a week to sign up.
spot if they want it.
Yeah, we give them a week to sign up before the opening, right? So it's not. But after that 1 week, if you didn't sign up, you're not protected anymore. Because we also want the other people to be part of the experience.
And to get a chance, yeah.
Yeah, to be part of the experience, because we want that. I mean, and that's the thing. There is also invitational tournaments coming. There's a lot of stuff coming.
Like? I gotta try.
No, you have to try, but
Yeah.
I mean, we did some stuff last year in Vegas that worked pretty good. So there is some direction for showing more of one pocket and bank pool, and maybe we have a lot of ideas of what we can do and what we can change, what we can test, because it's also we don't have the magic wand. We know it's going to work, but if we don't do something, we don't know, right? So and we are
But it's an
ready
expensive
to
test.
invest.
I mean, you guys it's a team. You're in a certain part of the world. You're unsure.
Yeah, but we want to grow the sports. That's the people don't get it, but it's like our goal is to grow the sports. Our goal is to have more viewers in pool. That's why also no gates to watch pool. No, we want to grow the sports.
Yeah.
And that's why we also decided to show other games, women and men, because they are both part of the sports. I mean, even if maybe there's less women playing, but maybe because there's less representation of women playing.
For now. Yeah.
I mean, you have daughters, right?
I do.
If you see women play pool, maybe they will play pool.
Yeah. I mean, I hope not, but
No, okay, but you know what I'm saying?
No,
Like
I get what you're
representation
saying.
matters.
Yeah,
If you don't see women play pool,
Well, for what I think, what you don't have how can I say this? Like, I think the competition is very stiff when it comes to women pool. Like, it's very deep, and I feel like it is very wide open. We've seen, like, we had the Kelly and Allison era, and then the Asian players come back, and then it was still the Kelly and Allison era. Now it's transitioning back to the Asian era. I feel like to some extent, but then you have these younger Europeans who are starting to make a name for themselves, and so like there's compelling matchups like anywhere you look, and I love seeing these. Like, who was the Filipino lady who was in the Final Four? I'd never even heard of her before. But and it's like you get those with open events. Like you get stories that like you wouldn't have necessarily had without that opportunity. Because if not, you're just protecting the ones at the top.
and the open event also means that those women or men can grab points to be invited to the World Championship. So it's an open gate for them to get in that process. Because we speak about the people who didn't get a wild card, but like I explained to you, next year hopefully we don't have that issue if they come to play our opens, and like nothing is banned of our open. You can sign up, you will have a spot, right? So you just show up, you pay. So nothing, and getting the points back, and I listen to your podcast, and maybe for your ego it's not super fun, but it is the situation you are in right now.
I mean, like, I think like that's where everyone has their own personal journey with that, like I don't know if I would feel that way. Well, I know I probably would, but I'm just stubborn, where other guys may say the fuck with it, I want to go and try it out anyway. But that's the balance. I do feel like though, after seeing the way that it's gone this week, and this is just from like the small social media posts and the little bit of pool that I've been able to take in, I don't think anyone's going to want to miss Vietnam next, whether it's y'all's event or a matchroom event. But I feel like especially after seeing these viewerships now that they're getting over the last couple of days, nobody wants to miss out on that at all. Yeah,
for sure. I mean, and I'm just speaking about what we've seen. We are going to have analytic after the tournaments about the whole event on their side and on our side, because on our side the numbers are great too. even with the time difference. So I cannot imagine, if we were in the US with the US-based fan we have, but those numbers are always going to grow because now we are getting more followers from South Asia.
Yeah.
So next year when we go back, those followers, that pool of followers is going to be bigger.
Right. Yeah.
So
of
the
course.
numbers are always going to grow on social media. So it's super interesting to see that.
What's it been like or I know we talked about last time, players being able to stream. I've seen like the fillers doing that amongst others. What's been their feedback like? Have you gotten any from players as far as appreciation, or they're enjoying it, or what's been that vibe like?
There were some worry because, Bugs BR announced they were doing every stream. So there's some worries like, oh, are we going to be able to do it? And I said, yes, that's not changing anything for us. So people are appreciated that. I think now it's part of, they know that when they come to a PBS, they can do it.
Yeah.
So it's part of the, the project, the tournaments for them.
Do you want it to be like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, for us, it's like all of the players right now are trying to do something on social media, right? And like we said,
Finally. Yeah.
But like we said, those people following those players might not follow our channel.
Right.
But they still hear about our tournaments. So why not?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's a dicey approach, but I feel like it's paying dividends because you're seeing that in some of the numbers,
That doesn't affect our numbers.
Well, I feel like you'll get more to watch the main YouTube channel if I'm able to see what's going on
They watch
prior
both.
to. You think so?
Yeah, I mean, how many people are doing multi-windows when they want to do 2 matches?
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
And even if they don't watch live, they can rewatch. That's the good thing. It's not like, it's like video on demand. Basically, you can just like watch it whenever you want.
Yeah, I think like sports is real tricky because sometimes you'll get people that want to watch live or not, and it can be a roll of the dice. But no, look, I think you guys are doing great. It's crazy seeing some of these numbers that have been coming out, and I know that Vietnamese fans are special. Going over there, you want to have like great numbers, you want to have great viewership, you want to have all these things, but like until it happens, it's still very, nerve-wracking, I can imagine. So, but if you were to have like a message to your team, what would you tell them after the week they've had?
No, I mean, it was a great event, a great team effort between Bugs Billiard and our team on site. I will be there next year. I will go next year. This year was a little tricky.
Yeah.
But no, it was a great event. Of course, there's always stuff happening in the back, and they stay in the back for some reason, but nothing major. Like the players love the atmosphere. The setup looks great. The stream looks great. Like, some hiccups here and there, but if not, there's not an event. If you don't have any hiccups somewhere, like that means you're not doing anything.
Yeah.
So,
considering how far you guys have come, you guys show up in Vegas, come up with these new ideas, new tables, kickbacks on formats, kickbacks on equipment, shitty attitudes, whatever. Like, given where you're at today with it, I know it's not where you want to be, but if you reflect on it at all, what is the things that come to mind?
resilience.
I love that. Yeah,
I mean, we are here. We are not going to go anywhere. And it's the same in life and sports, right? When you have something coming up, either you stop and you quit, or you just stand up and keep going, right? That's where we're about.
I think about like great players like Nadal or Federer, and they've always talked about it's not the championships they remember. I mean, they do, but it's the fact that they were able to get up when they fell down. That's the part that made them who they are.
But that's life too, and if you take the old Predator Pro Billiard Series, it's a big stuff because you speak about table. That's the Predator side, but we are impacted, right? The cloth, the ball, all of that. But all of that didn't stop us.
No,
you saw Karim in Vegas under the table at 2 a.m.
of that. Yeah, and that wasn't just that one time. I saw him at 2 a.m. out there on the table. I saw him at 8 a.m. out there in front of the table.
But that's because we care that much. And you see me, I mean, you saw me at event, like I'm not doing nothing. We are always doing something, taking care of something, speaking with the player, taking feedback from the player. I mean, I'm all about the feedback. Yeah. And the feedback is not necessarily like, we listen, we are going to apply everything? No. But we can explain to you why. But we are still listening of your feedback.
Do you think like that door for conversation is more open than ever with y'all and the players?
It was never closed for us.
Well, but I mean, like, you can say it's not closed, but how open do you think they are with communicating?
I think some are more.
Yeah.
I
It's a
think
good thing, no? I mean,
yes.
Sometimes.
I think they were at one point a misunderstanding of, because we are a Predator Pro Billiard Series, it's like, oh, they are listening to you because you're a Predator player. That's not true.
Yeah.
Like, we're listening to everybody. Like, I would take, anybody comes to me about feedback, I will take the feedback. But the feedback means we listen to you, we take that in consideration. If we don't apply it, don't say we didn't listen. It's two different stories.
Yeah, of course.
There's the player side and there's the promoter side, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can't, that's in anything involved in the sport. I love that a lot of it's out of the hands of pool players, because if it were up to them, they would just play a race to 15, all day, every day, and it'd be the same. Yeah.
And they can.
Yeah.
They can do that. You can do that. You can go match up. You can, and I'm not saying we never do that. Maybe one day we did invitational, because, like I said, we are moving.
Well, you guys have kind of taken on that approach to some extent with the one pocket in the banks and shit like that too.
But we are moving. So what we do right now, and that's what's part of change, right? What we do right now, in 5 years might change, depending of how the audience too react and how the pool world react. We don't know. What we know right now is the attention span of people is less.
It's very small. Yeah.
So that's why, and that's why the race to 4 came, but it's multiple race to 4.
Yeah.
So, you get the attention, they relax, but you get the attention again and stuff like that. So
you get that spike all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's not, but we are not saying we are like that and it's going to be like that forever. That's not what the Pro Billiard Series are. It's like moving, changing, evolving, all of that.
All right, so you got a week off, and then you're going to...
I'm leaving on Tuesday.
Okay, so you got a few days off yourself, but the team has a week off-ish. What can fans expect?
Starting setup on next Saturday, so not this Saturday, but the next one. So
what can fans expect from Indonesia?
Great competition.
Yeah.
We are going to release the list soon. We're still working on some spot, but it's basically almost full. It's going to be interesting because it's 3 world championship. That's also the big thing. Like, we know world championship bring more viewers, right? I think the 8 ball, especially in the US and in China, is big.
Of course, yeah.
Because the 7-foot 8 ball and all of that, and China, because it's similar to A ball, so they know the game.
Yeah, it's very familiar for sure.
Yeah. And the women. I think the women scene right now, we need the Allison and Kelly era and stuff like that, but now it's anybody. Look at the final here, the final
especially
of the world champion.
When you bring in, and even in 10 ball, like anything outside of comfortable games, like 1 on the spot 9 ball, whatever, like you're gonna have some twist to it for sure.
But and the top 16 women are they are so close to each other.
Of course, yeah. I think Savannah's gonna break through here pretty soon. That's what I think. Okay, hang on for a second. We'll finish Indonesia.
Yeah.
I gotta use the restroom real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
So next week, Women's World 10 Ball.
Start on the 7th, October 7th.
That's okay. Start from the beginning. What's starting when?
The men double start first.
Okay.
After that, so one day of the men double, the women start after that, and the men after that.
And the men are going to be the World 8 Ball, women World 10 Ball,
Yeah.
and then a World Championship doubles,
Men double, yeah.
men double. Okay.
So we're going to have the world men double before the singles.
Is you guys kind of spoiled fans though with this Vietnamese event? You can watch a lot of streams everywhere. So like, what's the streaming access going to be like for?
So we're going to have 2 main table and 1 stationary camera. We're working on that. So 3 table, and after that the player can stream.
Yeah.
We don't have we cannot stream all of the table in Indonesia, and that's not only our issue. It's like internet issue.
Yeah,
we need to
bandwidth,
protect the TV table feed too. So
Yeah, for sure. No, I get that. 100%, I get that. What, like, you guys have kind of opened up Pandora's box here, though, because now you've spoiled fans, you know, with content and being able to watch. Like, is that going to be the model going forward?
I don't think. No, you're speaking about streaming every table.
Well, maybe not every table, but like
So
more than what we're used to.
our goal is to have maybe 4.
Okay.
So maybe 2 main TV table and 2 stationary TV table. I don't know for when, because like I said, we need to have the team to do it the right way either. I just don't want to put a phone and do that. But that's the goal, is to probably do 4.
It's crazy to think that all that growth you guys have had over the last couple of years, man. It's good.
A lot of hard work.
Yeah, I can imagine.
A lot of hard work, a lot of team efforts. From our CEO and COO, like they put a lot, and they put Predator is putting a lot of money to grow the sports and to promote the sports, because you have the Pro Billiard Series, yes, but you have all of the events we are sponsoring too, who are not part of the Pro Billiard Series, but they are still part of what we grow and what we want. And there is more to come, to be honest.
Do you think and if you don't want to go into it, it's fine, but like the interest, if any, from outside the sports sponsorship, like, is there more, is there less? Do you think there'll be more?
So partners outside of the industry,
Right,
pool,
yeah, that's what I meant, excuse me.
I think it can come soon. I think we need to work a little more. The numbers are great, but when you compare to other sports, maybe not that great.
Yeah.
But working with Box Billiard, Yalin, and Camwy, who are our long-term partners, are helping us to also understand the different markets. Because we need
it's such a big part of that. For
we need to be global, right? To be able to have those outside of the industry partner, right? So we need to bring on the table something that they can, the ROI needs to be there for them.
Is the philosophy like we're just going to put our head down and work, or is that like is going and searching and selling, sponsorship? Is that something that's active for you guys as well, or is it kind of like that'll come?
The quality of the event we are putting is priority right now.
Okay, that's what I was getting at. Yeah.
With quality,
then the other will come.
The other will
should anyway. You would hope.
It's like playing pool. Focus on the mechanic and the process, and not the outcome, right?
I feel like you're attacking me right now.
I haven't seen you play in a long time, but I'm just saying it's the same thing. Like, if you focus too much on if you are too much goal oriented and not process oriented, you forget what bring people in, right?
I'm a strong believer in like just keeping your head down, and everything that will happen is going to happen if you work hard, and you guys are coming from thinking about the beginning, 1 TV table, you had whatever it was, 16 outside tables, and but no other table streaming, to where you're at today with Vietnam. I mean, it's crazy to think about the growth over the last few years.
And not every event is going to be the same because of our partners too.
Yeah.
Like Box Billiard put on streaming all of the table, right? They decided to do it, and other partner will not do.
Right.
And that's also the beauty of partner with different people, right? But yeah, let's make the product great. Let's make, I would say our cast happy, like the players, but
Yeah.
the audience happy,
Right.
Because we have two different kind of audiences.
Yeah, two's being mild about it. I mean, you have so many markets and players and
No,
fans.
yeah,
and,
but yes, but like if the players are happy, they will come back easier. But if
Yeah.
you have more players, the audience is going to watch. So that's why I'm like, but let's make the tournaments great, and that will bring more partners.
do you think like you'll be able to have more world championships, more bigger events spread out throughout a year versus it being kind of condensed over the last?
That's the objective. Yes, that's the goal.
I mean, like I know it's great for players want to get it in as best as possible. Giving them 2 shots at making money is always going to be better.
Yeah, but you can do an open with a world championship. What we do in Jacksonville in December, for example, it's a man open, a mixed double, and a woman world championship.
Yeah.
So there is options to do that, it will be more fair if you have more space between world championship because the list of players that can be invited have time to evolve too.
Get points.
You know,
and things like
the
that.
top 32 men might not be the same between one to the other. So you give opportunity to the players who are 37, 36, you know, to get into that list. So, but now that we are planning way more and we try to have a schedule in advance, that's going to be easier to plan. So,
All right. So who's winning the world championship tomorrow?
that's not tomorrow. Tomorrow is only semi.
Tomorrow semi?
Yeah.
So you're gonna have they're only playing 1 match tomorrow?
It's a
So
5 set. So
It's semi, and that's it?
yeah,
What time does it start?
11 a.m. on over there. So 11 p.m. for you.
Fucking great. Okay. That's
You
great.
can. You don't go to
Well,
bed that early.
I have been. I've been trying to be, because my kids are in school now, so I'm trying to go to bed a little bit earlier to keep up with their schedule.
No, we did that because, like we said, it can be a long match.
Yeah.
5 set can be 4 or 5 hours.
So then
and we
when would
wanted
the finals
to have,
be then? If the finals will be the following day,
Yeah.
so what time will the finals be at?
I think it's 4
So it'll be 5 a.m. here?
4 a.m.
4 a.m. here
Yeah.
to start?
4 or 5.
If Shane's in, we might have to push it back a little bit.
No, but the thing is, like, we wanted to put the player in the situation, like, tennis. When you do a 5 set,
Yeah.
you want them to not. I think today is actually the only day that they play 2 matches out of 5 sets.
Yeah, that's it. It's grueling for sure, and especially like, look, Shane's got an easier walk than Carlo and Koping Chung does. But like either way, a potential 5 sets is going to be a lot of pool to be played.
Yeah. Well, and it can be 3 sets.
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
get me wrong, but you need to, plan for 5 set just for planning, right? And we also want the final to be having the player at their best. We don't want to have a final like where they are super tired and they are starting missing balls and stuff like that.
Well,
So
of
that
course,
was the idea of let's do the semi and final in 2 different days because that can be 5 hours still on the table, the semi-final. So.
Are you listening to players at all, like from the value they're getting on? I know they're getting 2 swings, but like, are they liking that themselves? Are they indifferent about it, or they don't like the change?
I will tell you that after the event because that's kind of the only event or the first event we are doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But is hearing that feedback important for y'all?
Yeah, it's going to be important, but like I said, it's also depending of venue. Sometimes we don't have the luxury to do that.
Right.
So sometimes we start earlier and we give them a break in the middle and we start at the end, right? So it really depends of the setup we have and the time we have at the venue, and because like Bali, for example, it's 6 days total for the tournaments.
Wow. And you
Yes.
guys had 12 here, right?
Yes.
Good luck to you, buddy.
So those days are going to be long days.
yeah.
The good thing with the players, like we try. I mean, except when you arrive to the end, we try to not play back to back at the beginning. We mix between men and women. But for the team, though, it's long days.
It's just way out.
You are here when they start practicing because we open practice before the match started, and we are here at the end of the day when practice finished. So it's going to be long days for sure.
How long is that flight to Indonesia?
The whole travel is 30 hours.
My man, I don't envy you at all. Much appreciation. You got anything else before we get out of here?
No, no. I think it was good.
What did they say when you came on the show last time? You're
Nothing.
nothing. Everything went good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Wait till next time. No, I'm kidding. Appreciate it, Vincent.
Yeah, no problem.
Had to end it with a little twist.